Hello and welcome to this morning time taste challenge. This is going to count for Wednesday. We have two Canadian blended whiskeys with no age statement. One of them doesn't even have a website listing. This is Canadian Hunter. Canadian Hunter, very popular Canadian whiskey, introduced in 1984. Canadian whiskey with natural flavors. Introduced in 1984 by the Seagram's Company, but sold to Sazerac in 1989. Used to say Seagram's Canadian Hunter. Now they dropped it to, to Canadian Hunter since there is no more Seagram's Company. Although there are still some Seagram's brands. There it is, Canadian Hunter. They also make a 90 proof Canadian Hunter Rye. I have the Hunter Rye, but that goes into taste challenges against rye whiskeys. So bottled at Frankfort, Kentucky by the Sazerac Company, meaning bottled at Buffalo Trace. You will not see this on the Buffalo Trace tour, but it is there being bottled. Produced in Canada, in Sazerac's Canadian distillery. Here's the competitor, Forty Creek Premium Barrel Select Canadian Whiskey. The company founded in 1992, 30 years ago, but the first bottles did not hit the stores until the year 2000 because it took them time to distill it and age it, then blend it, then bottle it. Okay, so there's no age statement, but it's more than 3 years. The Canadian Hunter, probably you'd be lucky if it's 3 years and a month, but at least 3 years by the law of Canada. So there's a elk rack, and then there's the man with his dogs. Okay, and his rifle. All right. Price point. I'm looking at Total Wine right now, and they have a sell sheet description. It says golden amber in color, aromas of caramel, saltwater taffy, and toasted nuts follow through on a thin, watery entry to a dry, light body with a wisp of honeyed wheat cracker and a brisk pepper and dusty mineral fade. No way I'm going to remember all of that. And you know that came straight from the owner, Sazerac. $9.79. $9.79. I've seen it at some stores for as low as $8.99. True story. So we're talking about less than $10. 40 Creek Barrel Select, $19.49. So about $10 more. The question now, will I be able to tell them apart? Yes. Okay, Barrel Select, a blend of various grain whiskeys aged in a mix of seasoned ex-bourbon barrels and new American white oak for a unique and full flavor profile. Well, it definitely is unique. It's a grain whiskey blend. They didn't say anything about malt whiskey, so all grain. Interesting. Could rye be one of the grains? Yes. Could unmalted barley be one of the grains? Sure. How about corn? You know it. Now, but no malt whiskey. All right. Honey, vanilla, and apricot nose. Toasted oak, black walnut, and spice also on the nose. Okay, well, we'll see about all of that. Multiple gold medal award winner. That's true. They make a lot of different products, so check out their website. I put the link below. If you want to look at some of Sazerac's offerings, type in sazerac.com. But they only give you a small sample, and then they have a disclaimer at the bottom. If you're looking for one of the products we don't list, contact us here, and we'll tell you about it or where you can find it or whatnot. But then you'd have to know what they make. All right. So a 1984 whiskey versus a year 2000 whiskey. Now you say that bottle looks familiar. It looks like an ancient age bottle. Bourbon whiskey. Yeah, doesn't it? It looks like a McAfee's Old No. 8 benchmark bourbon bottle. Yes, does it not? That's one of the standard Sazerac bottles. They use it for so many different products. All right. I don't need tags. I was checking to see if I had the tags right, but it really doesn't matter because the 40 Creek is so much darker. I need just a couple of drops to even it out. Like I say, not going to be much of a challenge because they don't taste alike. Now, the Sazerac's Canadian Hunter is pretty light. It's amber, but now when I had I drank it all, but when I had the Seagram's Canadian Hunter, it was really pale, so pale, and it didn't taste the same either. So I know they changed the recipe, had to. Although the bottle was over 30 years old, so maybe there's something changed in the bottle. I don't know. Here's a dark appearance, dark copper. I should look up frequently asked questions on 40 Creek, see if they add coloring to their. Usually they don't address questions like that, though. Campari is based in, I think, Rome, Italy, and Sazerac is based in New Orleans, Louisiana. And they have offices at the top of the building, but the bottom 3 floors, they have an interactive museum called the Sazerac Experience. You learn all about cocktails. Then there's a whiskey section, a rum section, a vodka section, a gin section, so on. Of course, a bourbon section, a rye whiskey section. Not only do they, and of course, all about cocktails. You see, rum cocktails, whiskey cocktails, because that Sazerac, that's their big thing. And it's interactive because you get to drink it all you get samples the whole time. And then at the bottom, at the end of the tour, there's the small distillery where they're distilling Sazerac rye. Sazerac rye is distilled in New Orleans, Louisiana, and in Kentucky. Mostly in Kentucky, but there is it smells good down in there. And then there's the gift shop, naturally, at the end of the tour. And another great thing, no charge, free tour. Sazerac, at any of their tours, makes there's no fee. Barton 1792 Distillery, no fee. Buffalo Trace, no charge. Glenmore and Owensboro, Kentucky. I don't know if they give tours, but they wouldn't charge if they did. They might. That's a new distillery. They tore down the old building and built this brand new thing. It's state of the art. And now they distill rum over there at Glenmore. A lot of the Glenmore products used to say from the Caribbean, imported from the West Indies, and so forth. Now they'll say the spirit of the West Indies, the Caribbean flavor. But then if you look carefully, it'll say produced in Kentucky. And nothing says rum like Kentucky, right? Okay. Like they say on the website or the sell sheet on Total Wine, nut oil, nuts. If you like a nutty whiskey, this could be one for you. Let me tell you what. No, this one is charred oak and creme brulee or burnt marshmallow. I know already this is the 40 Creek, but we'll taste it just to be sure, but I know I'm right. Typical Sazerac Canadian rye whiskey. Sweet corn, honey, sugar, almond oil, almond extract, walnut oil, or white rum, very sweet white rum, which I'm suspecting they're jacking it up. Not the ABV because it's 80, but the flavor with a caliber, a Canadian silver rum. It's just a theory. 40 Creek. It's not that different because you get a lot of the nut oil also, like pecan oil, even, I don't know about cashews. not peanuts, but those are not really a nut, right? They're like a legume, a bean, but a ground nut. Then you get the creme brulee, burnt marshmallows. It's not coming across so strong today with this matchup against Canadian Hunter, because sometimes one whiskey will make another one taste a little different. But now, so remember, a $10 difference on bottles. You could pay $20, get 40 Creek, pay $10 and get Canadian Hunter. Talking about 750s. Back in the 70s, they called them a fifth of a gallon, I think. Okay, now which one tastes better? Well, it's of course, it's everybody's opinion, right? You might think it's great, I might think it's horrible, and vice versa. Some people make video reviews and make a declarative statement. This is a B plus. It's a B plus in your opinion. If you say it is a lager beer, okay, fine. That's an objective reality. To say it is a B plus is not an objective reality. It's just what you think. It's a score, maybe a good score in most people's opinion, but still, we want to keep things on the up and up. Well, I like that creme brulee flavor. I guess 40 Creek, because I know it's 40 Creek, so let me reveal it. Shocking. Overconfidence. One of the obstacles to problem solving. I've been rolling through this with no sort of difficulty, but now I run through this in a careless manner and I get it wrong. Now I can't. You say you're using that as an excuse. It's not an excuse. It's a reason. Now you'll notice later in the tasting, you'll notice if you go back and watch, I said this is the 40 Creek, but I'm not picking up the creme brulee so much like I was before, and I was talking about the back and forth. Well, and I caught myself, I've trapped myself, can't get out of it, because what did I say? I think the 40 Creek's a little better, but it's a Canadian Hunter. So not only is it $10 cheaper, I thought it was the 40 Creek, and I thought it was better. Well, I'll try to be more careful in the upcoming challenges, but you just never know. You think you got it nailed. Leander Perez. Okay. Hello, Judge Perez. Cheers, guys. Will you ever review Olympia beer? I have reviewed Olympia beer, actually. John Anilli says, good morning, everybody. A lot of people forget about Coors Golden, a secret gem. You talking about the Coors Banquet, the original Coors? Yes, you're right about that. Paul's beer review says, hey, buddy, clinking the mugs. Hello to you, Paul. I'll watch a lot of his, videos. Man, I tell you what, beer can be a real difficult thing to do taste challenges with. I mean, if you use some kind of sense. Obviously, if you say, today I'm going to taste challenge Coors Light with Bourbon County brand stout, and I mean, obviously you're going to tell those apart, one from the other. That's why I tell people I don't cross style. They'll ask me sometimes to do an ale with a light lager or something like that. I say I don't cross style because there's really no challenge then. The challenge is doing 2 American adjunct lagers against each other, or 2 Pilsners from Germany against one another, or Czech Pilsner versus German Pilsner, or in this case, 2 Canadian whiskeys that are both less than $20. It seems easy because the 40 Creek is $10 more and it's a darker appearance. On the surface, it's easy, but it isn't really. And I was so confused just now. Just can't get over it. I got to save some of this. I might have to pour a little bit more, but I'm going to save it because I want to write a review on Total Wine and More. I don't have enough for that. I'll have to check because I might have written a review on distiller.com a while back, and I could just copy and paste it. People say, copy and pasting? Yeah, because that's the way I feel about it. I'm not going to sit there and rewrite the whole thing to say the same thing. Canadian Hunter always tastes the same to me. But today, I got it confused. But see, these are similar. Similar, not in appearance. Mm-mm-mm. Can't get over it. Now I'm picking up the creme brulee. You say, well, that's a psychosomatic thing because you know what it is. That's true. Very well could be that. But boy, oh boy, I never would have thought this would happen. If you'd have told me Canadian Hunter is going to beat 40 Creek, I'd have said, you're crazy. You've gone out of your mind. But then maybe I'm the crazy one because it did. I know, okay, Canadian Hunter's a classic, been on the market 38 years. It's not some thrown together thing, you know. I get it. It's very popular. It's one of the top 10 Canadian whiskeys in America. It's not like you can't find it. Everybody sells it. People drink it. I mean, a lot of people drink it, you know, like millions of people every day. It's no Crown Royal. I mean, Crown Royal probably sells 1,000 bottles for every one of these. But I mean, Crown Royal is like untouchable in the whole world. Crown Royal, Johnny Walker Red Label, Jack Daniels, Jim Beam. I mean, those four brands together is probably 90% of the sales in whiskey. You say, whoa. What about all the craft whiskeys and everything? The Old Fitzgerald and all that, $75. But yeah, those are important. And they have good sales and a good following. But for every, you know, but most of the whiskey world is not craft enthusiast. Okay. Most of the whiskey world is the people that's just shopping for Pillsbury breakfast biscuits, some bacon, eggs, corn flour, lettuce, a tube of ground meat, and they say, the husband said, oh, pick up some VO. All right. And they get some Seagram's VO. They're not into it. They're not writing reviews on distiller.com. They're not watching videos. They're just getting the VO and drinking it with whatever. I was at a liquor store last month. Give you a perfect example. This guy comes in, big burly guy, you know, typical country guy with a truck. I had a truck. I've owned many trucks. Well, not many trucks, but I've owned a number of them. And he says, I need VO. I need a handle of VO. What do you say? I need handles of VO. And they got all their hunting outfits on. You know, obviously him and this younger guy with him, they're obviously going hunting at a camp somewhere. He said, I need 3 handles of it. And the guy's like, here it is. And they had like 5. He said, give me all of them. I want all 5. And then he wanted Crown Royal. The guy said, we don't have any Crown Royal in the whole store. He said, what? He said, we don't have it. He said, we got Crown Royal Reserve. He said, give me the black. He said, I ain't paying that much for Crown Royal Reserve just to get drunk. He laughed at himself. I said, wow. So that's the perfect example, because they're not going to sit down here and, well, look at the interesting bouquet and how they interact one to another. They're just going to go to the camp and they're going to be drinking this VO, probably excessively, unfortunately. But you say, well, that whiskey's so bland. That's like some grandpa drinks that stuff. The guy's probably a grandpa. Okay, he's probably 52 years old. He's got little grandkids and all, and they go and get bust up. As they say in Louisiana, they go into the camp and get busted up, you know. These products that we turn a cold shoulder to, you know, they're not much to it. You know, they're kind of drab, I guess you'd say. but they sell like crazy. Like crazy. Seagram's VO sell like crazy. Seagram 7 Crown, they sell like crazy. You want to play an interesting game? Don't play a game called Go Find a Barroom That Sells Seagram 7 Crown. That would be no game. Play a game called Go to a Barroom That Does Not Sell Seagram 7 Crown. I bet you wouldn't be successful. You wouldn't find one. Okay, well, that's it. So shocking, but it's the way it goes now. Thursday. I'll really be stunned if this happened there. So Thursday we got Caliber. You say Caliber in the plastic bottle. Exactly. I was at Walmart this morning. They had Caliber for $5.96. I'm not joking. That's a true story. $5.96. Oh, from International Wine. It's IWA Distilling. IWA Distilling, Caliber. You say that's Sazerac. It's one of their alias names. I know that. You know, I mean, where do you go and get whiskey that's $5.96 a bottle, right? Are you going to tell me that Caliber has any kind of chance against 40 Creek? I would laugh, but now I'm starting to wonder, well, maybe it does have a chance. I don't know. I'm so confused. Where do I go? Who do I turn to? Okay, now, comments. Hey, buddy, says Paul. PNNP. Hello from Reunion Island, Ron. Cheers. Oh, that's in the Indian Ocean. Do y'all know that Reunion Island is one of the departments of France, or is overseas collectivity? It's a part of France, but it's in the Indian Ocean between Africa and India. You say, no, France is over there by Germany and Belgium and Spain. Yes, but France has worldwide territories. Martinique Island, St. Bartholomew Island, and many others in the Caribbean. And the Pacific, the Atlantic Ocean, St. Pierre-Miquelon, right off the coast of Canada. Reunion Island out there in the Indian Ocean. Mayotte Island in the Indian Ocean. Wallis and Futuna Island in the Pacific. New Caledonia in the Pacific, and many others. The French Polynesia, which is huge, about the size of the United States as far as area. Now, the islands are tiny, so it'd be about the size of Rhode Island, maybe, if you put all the islands together. So yes, very interesting, a French viewer. Paul says, I think it's amazing you can review spirits next to one another. The alcohol burn usually numbs my senses when I try. Well, I guess I got used to it over the years. That new Four Loko review you did was awesome. I was very surprised that you scored it a 96, though. Well, all right, look. On the respectable level, it's an F. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be a respectable person and do respectable beer reviews, you're going to score it an F. It's everything you hate in the liquor world. You know, it appeals to bad things and whatnot. All right. And then the website's funny. It's got this pro wrestler with his muscles are eagle heads shooting laser beams. You know, it's funny, though. I mean, it's funny. Like Karen said in Goodfellas, it's funny. It's funny. You know, so, but there's a trap. If you want to do an honest review and you're reviewing Four Loko USA, which they claim is white cherry. I never heard of white cherry flavor. You got to be fair, you know. You got to be fair. I think they're being deceptive because I think they're trying to make it taste like a pre-mixed margarita beer, you know, margarita flavored beer. And I mean, they're not using natural flavors. I mean, it is Four Loko after all. Well, sometimes they use natural flavors, but that's usually an exception to the rule. When I was drinking it, and that took a long time to do that video, but I said, oh, I couldn't place the flavor. And then I realized, oh, they're trying to make it like a margarita flavored beer. I mean, you know, like a cheap margarita that you would get at the Mexican restaurant and whatnot. But I said, It's perfect. I mean, it was like really good. I mean, it's 14%, so it's just to knock you out. I wouldn't recommend drinking it ever, unless you're drinking a 5-ounce serving. But I was shocked. I was really shocked. And I had to give it a 96 for what it was, a premium malt beverage. For beer overall, well, I guess the score wouldn't be very high. But but I wasn't. But I review things according to style. I score them according to style. And for the premium flavored malt beverage category, I had to give it a 96. Now, if that gets me kicked out of the beer drinking community, well, I've already been kicked out more or less. So I guess I get kicked out, Okay. But I'm going to call it as I see it, no matter what happens. Kevin Johnston says, inexpensive bourbons sometimes really shock me. They aren't always so bad. No. In fact, they're almost always so good, you see. Leander says, JD, I watch World Wrestling Federation. No, I thought it was WWE. Didn't they change the name because of the World Wildlife Fund lawsuit? I used to watch it when I was 11 or 12. Did anyone watch Mid-South Wrestling? Johnny Neely. Yeah, they used to show it around here all the time from the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. Oh, yes. That's the one we used to see all the time in the 1970s and 80s. We always saw that. And then when TBS came in with cable TV in 1981, we got that here in 81, then they had their own wrestling show, which was obviously in a little studio with a small audience. But I thought, I never heard of this outfit, but it was interesting. Jay, I love your glasses today, says Leander. Oh, thank you. I was given these glasses, but the person that gave them to me said, don't say who gave them to you, so I'm not going to say, But they're Diamore glasses. I did not pay for them. I got a whole bunch. Oh, boy. Well, heck. Now, coming up Thursday morning, God willing, we're planning to do, rumor has it that Junkyard Dog was what? Oh, John Neely. John. Didn't he get killed in a car wreck? All right. ECW. Now, so, oh, never mind that. So Thursday morning, 40 Creek. That's not really John and Illy. That's somebody mimicking John and Illy. I guess anybody can make up a name, claim that they're somebody, but that's not John and Illy. That's a part of my group. But anyway, thanks for watching. Now, why don't you go make up a real name, like your own name? Be a man. Don't be a pimp. 40 Creek Barrel Select versus Caliber. You would think it's going to be a wipeout, but I don't know. Now, after today, I believe anything. All right, thanks everybody for watching this Morning Time Taste Challenge. Oh, I was going to show you Orangey, but she is just totally knocked out. Knocked out to the world, dead to the world.